Okay, hello everybody and welcome. Welcome, my friends. It is Monday. Indeed it is. It is Monday the 3rd of December 2018. And ladies and gentlemen, today is the first of 2 days of an unprecedented event here on my live gameplay streams and also on YouTube for me. In the over 10 years that I've been a content creator, never before, never have I had a situation like I have right now. And you may be wondering what the hell I'm talking about. Ladies and gentlemen, today and tomorrow, Monday and Tuesday, over the course of 4 gameplay streams, I will be completing 4 video games. I will be finishing up my playthroughs of 4 major video games that I've been playing, in some cases, over the past 3 months. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, 3. That's pretty crazy, right? When you think about it. Ongoing gameplay that has been quite fun. And it has been one hell of a hardcore gaming season this year for sure. Okay, absolutely. But it just so happens with the timing of everything, 4 games will complete, all right? So let's actually briefly review what you're going to expect today. Right now on this gameplay stream that we're just about to start, Darksiders 3 is going to conclude. We've got a final set of backtracking I'm going to do because I want to use my wall jumping ice abilities to maybe backtrack and get a few items that previously I couldn't get. And then we're going to head into the final dungeon area, which I believe I just reached and I'm about to unlock. Go through there, see what's in there. It'd probably take a few hours to get through. And then I believe the final showdown is with Pride, the final deadly sin I haven't killed yet. But from what people are saying, if you do the final special dungeon area, there actually is a final secret boss that you can fight that actually changes the ending of the game. So we'll see how today goes. It should be a fun final session of Darksiders 3, and we'll see how this game wraps up. Okay? Then, later tonight, I'll be wrapping up Spyro 3 Reignited. This is from the Spyro Reignited trilogy that I've been playing for over the past 2 to 3 weeks. I played all through Spyro 2, now I've been playing Spyro 3, and if you've been following the playthrough, as you know, last time I played it, I did finish the main campaign of the game, okay? However, there is a final world. There is one final stage for Sparks, your little dragonfly, and if you do that, you unlock the final world, which apparently is a secret world. And so that's going to be tonight's stream, is going through the secret world and checking it out and seeing how much we like it, okay? Then tomorrow, it's going to be the conclusion of Assassin's Creed Odyssey. If you were tuning in last stream, I managed to not only finish up a bunch of the story and level up a ton, I also killed the Minotaur, which was quite an interesting boss fight, to say the least. To see something like that in Assassin's Creed, we were like, what the hell is this? And so we're heading off to another island where I actually believe the next mythical creature lies. We're going to see if we can fight that thing, maybe do some legendary animal fights, and then I'm going to wrap up the story of the game. Now, there is a post-story in Assassin's Creed Odyssey involving fighting the final mythical beast, but you have to be level 50. And let's face it, do I want to grind another 10 hours to hit level 50? Probably not. So more than likely, I will just focus in on trying to finish up what I can in this final session of the game and putting in at the end at least to Cassandra's story. And then tomorrow night, it's the conclusion of Dragon Quest XI. And for those who were not here yesterday for my major stream of Dragon Quest XI, this may become as news to you, because last time I played, I was in a rut. I wasn't able to kill a lot of the endgame super bosses, and people were like, gee, what's Phil going to do? Well, ladies and gentlemen, yesterday I had an unprecedented stroke of luck, all right? If you're not aware, yesterday on stream, not only did I do some of the final story-based stuff in the game, but I went to basically the best area of the game for grinding. I used the technique with the pep up, team up abilities in order to increase experience. I used the technique to summon metal slimes, and within 2 fights, I gained 1.5 million experience points. My characters jumped from around level 64, 65 to level like 78. Okay? So basically, they're incredibly overpowered at this point. They jump so many damned levels that they are definitely ready to kick ass and finish the game. the only things left to do in Dragon Quest, there's 3 things. Number 1, there's the optional dragon boss in the cold area, the wintry area, that has kicked my ass twice. Now I'm going to go back and try to fight him again now that I'm so much higher level. That's number 1. Number 2, there's the trials. Apparently there are 2 final trials to do. And then there's just the final boss of the game, which apparently you just go there and fight him. There's no dungeon or anything. So in reality, I probably don't even have 2 hours left in the game. There's not that much left to do. Okay? So, all that being said, in 2 days here, I'm going to be wrapping up 4 separate playthroughs. I've never done this before, ever. Okay? Unprecedented. We'll see how it goes. Hopefully it's entertaining for you guys. And it basically finishes up all the lingering loose ends. In fact, there's only one other loose end. And that loose end, ladies and gentlemen, is Fist of the North Star. Which I know at this point most people don't even care about anymore. Because this is a playthrough that sadly had to sit on hold for a month. While Sega of Japan gave me copyright strikes for the videos. They did eventually get cleared up over the course of this last week. However, I'm so far, separated from that playthrough, I don't even know, at what point am I going to go back and actually play it? Maybe at some point randomly, if I have nothing to do on a night stream coming forward, I'll finish it. But at this point, it's been over a month since I played the game, and it's kind of like, it really sucks that it happened the way it did. And again, it's Sega's fault. Sega of Japan being completely disjointed from reality, still striking people for uploading videos of a game that the fucking game's been out for like 2 years in Japan. It's just stupidity. So it kind of sucks. I want to go back and finish it, but how many people are actually going to care if and when I do? I guess we'll see. But that's really the only lingering thing. Outside of that, I've pretty much finished everything that I've been working on. Okay? Everything. So there you go. This will be a great 2 days. Opportunity to wrap stuff up. I hope you guys will be here for the next 2 days for these streams, okay? Now, Wednesday, I'm off. Wednesday is my streaming day off, where I do not stream at all. Spending time with Kat, getting caught up on stuff we need to do. Thursday, I'm back for an Indies Marathon, okay? If you're not aware, on Thursday, I'm going to be playing a variety of indie games, including games like Axiom Verge, Ruiner, Minecraft, I Wanna Be the Guy, Stardew Valley. I think there's one more, too. Now, will I be able to play all 6? I don't know. We'll see how time permits. But a few of the games I definitely want to play Axiom Verge, because everyone's been telling me this is like an amazingly good game. And I definitely want to play Minecraft again, because it's been years. I think it was, 2015 when I played Minecraft. So who knows what's changed in Minecraft over the last 3+ years. So I'd be very curious to check that out again. Especially this time I'm going to be playing it on the Xbox One. So hopefully it'll be a better experience capturing and playing it, because if you remember when I played it on PC 3 years ago, the game ran like shit on my computer and chopped up. It was just not a very good streaming experience. So I guess we'll see, what happens now, okay? So anyway, it should be fun, and that's Thursday. Marathon of indie games. In addition, ladies and gentlemen, on Thursday, this is going to be basically one of the opportunities for me to try to raise funds for my upcoming financial challenges, i.e. my taxes problem that's coming up. So I am going to be having basically a kind of a running goal on stream for tips to see if we can raise a lot of money on Thursday's stream for tips. So if in particular you've been waiting and you say, man, I want to help Phil out, but waiting for the right opportunity, this is one of them, all right? There's also going to be 3 other events later this month that are going to be holiday related. One day is going to be my holiday wrestling fantasy sims. That's going to be kind of a marathon style setting deal. Then there's going to be a holiday gaming marathon where I'm going to be dressing up and drinking and playing a variety of games in a marathon setting. And then there's going to be my Christmas Eve podcast where I'm just going to be hanging out with you guys in a very festive mood, talking with you about Christmas and all kinds of fun stuff. So there's going to be 3 other opportunities this month where I'm going to be basically doing special events for the holidays. And those are all going to be right before Christmas. And those are also be times when I'll have things like tip goals and the like on stream to try to raise funds for my taxes and all that. Okay? So, that's the deal for this week. And then on Friday, it's the release of Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. I'll be playing it, both the story mode as well as multiplayer. Probably, it may be the only thing I play for like 2 days. For like Friday and Saturday, I may just play this because it seems there's going to be a lot of content, the story mode itself, plus checking out all these characters and the various modes and then online play. So maybe for like Friday, Saturday, all I'll do is play Smash, and then finally on Sunday, I'll do something else for variety's sake, just to split it up, you know. And then that next week after that, it'll be a balance between Smash and then me starting up something new. You may be wondering, what will the new thing be? I think it's going to be Final Fantasy IV. I'm almost set on this at this point, okay? I'm almost set to the point where this is exactly what I want to do. Originally, it was going to be Shenmue 2, but I think Final Fantasy IV is the better way to go here, only because it's something different. It's something I've always wanted to play for a very long time. There's a remastered version on Steam that I got for $7 during a Black Friday sale, and I think it's just the right time to do it, okay? I think it's just the right time to do it, because sadly, Shenmue 2, as much as I want to play it, it's too long. People are telling me it's about 60 hours long. I'm sorry. I don't have 2 to 3 months to split up for a game at this point, especially with Kingdom Hearts 3 right around the corner in January. I can't start up a game that I'm going to be playing for an insanely long amount of time. You know what I mean? Now, in addition to all of that, what I'm also going to start doing around mid-December is I'm going to start doing sessions of Red Dead Redemption 2 online, where I could do co-op fun stuff with you guys. I don't know how many sessions there'll be, maybe 2. And the point is, number 1, to play through the cooperative story and do some of those fun missions together, but also to see if we can figure out places to do a new Suicide Kings, okay? People have asked for Suicide Kings again since the original Red Dead 1, and I tried to do it in Grand Theft Auto Online. It just didn't work. But people have been asking me am I going to be doing co-op in Red Dead 2? The answer is yes. That is going to start around the middle of December, and yes, there will be voice chat, but what it'll be is we'll be in a private party rather than having to put up with all the trolling and shit that you know is going to happen. We'll be in a private party so that we can talk with each other and communicate while we do co-op missions and Suicide Kings and fun stuff like that. Should be pretty fun, okay? So that's going to be coming up mid-December. And then, like I said, we're going to have tons of stuff near the end of the month when it comes to Christmas and all that. This is going to be a very fun month. Keep in mind, I'm also going to keep up things such as Black Ops 4. I'll be doing more Blackout gameplay in that game, as well as more multiplayer in that game. We got the final Spider-Man DLC coming out sometime this month. And another announcement, I'm thinking of bringing back Street Fighter V. Ugh. Of course, you know I had to groan when I said that. You guys really seemed to like when I played Street Fighter V earlier this year, even though most of the time when I played it, it caused me mass frustration and rage. You guys really seem to enjoy watching me play it, and I think I may go back to it for a while. All right? Will I be trying new characters? I don't know. At this point, you know, Sagat was the character I enjoyed playing with the most, although Akuma was the character I won with the most. It's going to be a learning curve trying to relearn everything in the game because I don't remember shit. But I guess I'll have to try to remember everything, okay? So I'll probably be going back to Street Fighter V. I don't foresee myself, like, for some people were like, well, are you going to go back to Soul Calibur? Meh. You know, I played it, and I went through the story mode, and I played online a couple sessions that weren't very good. They were laggy as hell, and I just didn't really care about it anymore. I'm not saying Soul Calibur is a bad game. It certainly isn't. But it's certainly not a game that I think I want to sink a ridiculous amount of time into to play at a competitive level, especially with the quality of those connections when I played it. They weren't very good. So I just don't really care. I mean, just being honest with you guys, I just don't at this point. I think I'm pretty much done with that one. So anyway, I think, you know, that's kind of the deal with December. We're going to have Smash, right? We're going to have Final Fantasy IV. We're going to have Red Dead Online sessions. We're going to have the continuation of things like Black Ops 4 multiplayer and Blackout, the possible return of Street Fighter V, and a bunch of holiday-themed events later on in the month. And then, by the way, at the end of the month, I'm going to be doing my year-end specials, which is the worst games of the year / most disappointing games of the year countdown, and then my Game of the Year awards. And by the way, ladies and gentlemen, this year, both my most disappointing games countdown and my Game of the Year awards may be completely different than they used to be. You may be wondering how. Very simply put, I think I'm going to have them as live streams. Now, you may be saying, what? I'll have more details on that as the year rolls on here. I'm not even going to be worrying about that until Christmas passes. Those typically, I start doing them either right before or right after Christmas. And that's kind of how I want to approach it this year. So I think that it's going to be fun. And I think that's going to be different and refreshing, especially for those of you who are here for the live streams. It's going to be more entertaining because it's going to be a live premiere on stream rather than me do, you know, oh, here's an edited video that I didn't stream for nights on end to edit. Instead, it's just going to be a live stream kind of a deal. All right. I'll have more information about that once we get closer to it, everybody. All right, fair enough. All right, so there you go. I covered a lot of stuff. Also, ladies and gentlemen, you might have already noticed this on the pre-stream here. We have a new cheering animation. Shout out to Popsicolo. He worked hard on this animation to get it to work, and it is finally live. It's going to be live for the entirety of this month. All right, the entirety of December, I'm going to be using this cheer animation. If you cheer 100 bits or more in a single cheer, you will see me in a Santa beard, dancing with milk, dunking cookies, and catching presents. It's a really awesome animation. It's probably the best one I've ever had on stream. No exaggeration. It's really good. And I hope that you guys are going to enjoy it over the course of this month. Very festive. As you know, we already had a holiday-themed animation. There it is. And that was Popsicolo cheering. He says, that's not milk. Oh, God. I don't even want to know what it is. So, really awesome. As you know, we already had a holiday-themed animation set for tips. Well, now we have one for cheers. So, pretty damn cool. Wow, Deathproof just saw it and is laughing hysterically. I told you it's good, man. Look at that. It's too good. Oh, it's eggnog. Okay, Popsicolo says that's eggnog in my hands right there. Sure it is. Yes, eggnog. Ho, ho, ho. As you know, I do like eggnog. In fact, I had an eggnog last night, and it was quite good. Pennsylvania Dutch brand. Okay. So anyway, guys. That is the deal. Pretty cool, right? Pretty cool to be able to see the dancing animation. And I like it a lot. Thanks to, again, to Popsicolo for designing that for us. And that'll be going live the entire month. You know, until January, we'll be seeing this new animation. Oh my God, there it is again. Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, very briefly, let me do some plugs. Okay. Then, let's begin with shout-outs for those who have contributed on the stream today. And then, we will begin with the conclusion of Darksiders 3. There really isn't 4 hours of content left in Darksiders 3, guys, just to let you know. Which is why I'm going to backtrack a bit. I do want to backtrack to a few of the earlier areas where I know there were the wall jump areas. So that I can see if I can find more optional items to upgrade Fury for the final fighting in the final area of the game, okay? Then we'll go to the final area, and then we'll just finish it up. Alright, so ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys very much for 10 awesome years as a content creator and for all of your awesome support recently. As you know, I am facing some difficulties coming up in the next several months. I need your help with them, not gonna lie. And anything that you contribute to the streams helps tremendously right now, okay? There are many ways that you can contribute. Allow me to review some of them. The first is if you check out my Patreon over at patreon.com/DarksidePhil, where your monthly pledges earn you personal perks for your contributions. For those who already are pledgees, they already know how good it is because they've done things like getting their questions answered on my bi-monthly Q&A show, Ask the King. They've been able to get private Q&A videos made. In fact, this month, starting right now, because I set it up last night, last month's patrons are now nominating games for the upcoming Holiday Gaming Marathon, and already there's been a wide variety of games suggested. I don't think there's been a single holiday-themed game yet, but there's been a wide variety of other stuff suggested, and it seems like it should be a pretty fun marathon, at least based on the initial nominations, okay? If you check it out yourself at patreon.com/DarksidePhil, you'll get all the details, in particular this month if you pledge, all right? And if we hit our monthly sub goal here on the stream, which, by the way, it's very likely we're going to do so, I'm going to be doing a second round of my special retrospective marathon event. What happens in this event is I sit down and watch my old content from the last 10 years, and I basically do commentary and reactions to it, okay? I did this once in September. It was incredibly successful. People loved the event and said, I hope you do it again soon. Of course, I've been so busy with new releases recently, I haven't had a chance to do it. So if you pledged $5 or more to my Patreon this month, you'll be the ones to suggest the things that we watch together during this next event, which will take place hopefully in late January, okay? So please, consider pledging to my Patreon over at patreon.com/DarksidePhil. Thanks to anyone who does. And by the way, since it is a new month, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to thank those who did contribute to my Patreon last month. in the following. Thanks very much to everyone who pledged to my Patreon in November. Alright, so once again, thanks to all the November patrons for your contributions. It's much appreciated. And if you were a November patron, please go over to patreon.com and check out the website. I've sent you all private messages to let you know how to get your perks and how to start nominating games for the Christmas event this month. Okay? Alright. Also, ladies and gentlemen, if you're not aware, I have a Teespring. I have a Teespring store where I sell merchandise. I sell t-shirts, sweatshirts, hoodies, stickers, mugs, and other fun stuff. All high-quality stuff that I very much can attest to the quality of because I own a ton of it. I bought a lot of it over the years, the 2 years that I've done Teespring, and I can tell you, the shirts do not wear out. They are good quality stuff. I purposely picked the higher quality grade fabric to make sure that you get a better product, even though it means I make less money on the sale. I want to make sure that you guys get a good collectible, all right? And so, if you're interested, I have a holiday line theme of products. I have a 10th anniversary line theme of products for my 10th anniversary that I celebrated as a content creator earlier this year. And we've got the tried and true designs that have been there for a long time, all right? Please give it a look. And if you do buy anything from my Teespring shop, please, first of all, know that it helps me out tremendously. That's number one. Number two, please consider buying soon if you're trying to get something for Christmas. The reason being, guys, Teespring is not a place that stocks stuff ahead of time, like Amazon per se. They don't have a warehouse. Instead, they're a made-to-order business. So anything you order from my Teespring, they need some time to make it and then ship it to you. So hint, hint, today's the 3rd of December. If you're trying to get something in time for December 25th, you probably need to order as soon as possible to ensure that you get it, okay? Fair enough? All right. Now, also, if you're here live on today's stream, everybody, and you're having fun and you want to contribute, you want to get some interactions with me, if you either cheer with bits, subscribe to the channel, or tip me, I will give you a verbal shout out during the stream. However, please, if you are seeking a shout out, please follow certain criteria. Number one, this will keep you in line with Twitch's terms of service so none of us get in trouble. And number two, it's subjective what I say and do on my streams. I try to keep a certain kind of feeling and vibe to the streams. And by following these rules, we will do so. Number one, please no insults. Do not call someone out. Do not insult myself. Do not insult others. And that includes other stream chatters or content creators on the internet. This is not a place for insults. Number two, please keep the drama out of here. We don't want to hear about negative shit, about this guy said this about this guy's insulting this person's stealing or rebroadcasting this person. We don't need to hear about any of that crap. None of us care. Okay? That's also why I don't allow divisive and controversial topics such as politics or religion. We talk about those in here. People will just get angry at each other, yell at each other, and that's not the purpose of the stream. This purpose of the stream is to basically make this a very chill experience. I play a game. I have honest reactions to what I'm seeing and experiencing in the game. You see those reactions live, and you appropriately enjoy it, whether you think it's funny or, you're learning about the game, whatever it is. That's part of the enjoyment factor. Then I get to interact with you guys and hang out with you and talk with you live about what's going on in the game, but other topics as well. And it creates a fun and chill atmosphere that makes you feel like you can escape from real life, right? You come to my streams, you don't want to hear about all the crap going on, all the drama of real life. You come here to escape, right? So that's kind of the deal with me. And I just want you guys to understand That's the kind of vibe that I try to maintain on my stream. So if you follow these very basic criteria, we should be good. Again, understand it's subjective what I say and do on my stream. Apologies to anyone who I don't give a shout out to. Maybe I feel it's something inappropriate or has nothing to do with the topic at hand. But in most cases, people get it, and the streams are pretty great. All right? Now, if you would like to see a fun thank you animation play during today's stream for your contributions, if you either cheer 100 bits or more in a single cheer, if you tip $5 or more in a single tip, or if you subscribe to the channel and wait a few minutes for a share button to appear and you click on that share button, you'll see a fun thank you animation play. So that's visual recognition plus the verbal recognition you're going to get with your shout out from me as well, right? As previously mentioned, for both cheers now as well as for tips, there are 2 different thank you animations that are holiday themed, and those will be playing for the entirety of this month. Pretty awesome. So thank you to anyone who does contribute in those methods, okay? As you guys can also see, there's a stream stats leaderboard at the bottom of the stream. Usually it's at the top, but for Darksiders 3, there's a compass at the top of the screen, so I switched it to the bottom for this playthrough. It includes top cheerer and top tipper. So if you are the current top cheerer or top tipper for the day, you will get credit and more recognition visually during the stream, and I will update that periodically. Also, as you guys can see, it's Monday. And what does that mean? It means that you can get up on the cheering leaderboard. That's right. Today, all the leaderboard stats reset. So all those people who contributed in the last week, that's all reset to 0. And as you guys can see, if you look at the top of your stream chats, you know, the cheering is back to a situation where it's very easy to get up there on the leaderboard. So today would be a great day if you've been looking to get some recognition for your contributions to jump on and cheer, because you'll get up on that leaderboard pretty easily, all right? In fact, by the end of this pre-stream, I'm going to give shout-outs already to those who have already contributed and are on that leaderboard, okay? All right, guys, so one final thing, because we're about to do shout-outs to all of you who've contributed, but there's a very serious topic that I want to address today, and you're going to hear me start talking about this more often on my pre-streams, so you better just get used to it. Ladies and gentlemen, Article 13 is a law that is going to be passed in the European Union next year. Right now, in fact, I think within the next week to 2 weeks, governing bodies in the European Union are going to start having meetings about this upcoming law, proposition, whatever the hell it is. I wish I could have full details on it. I can't, because I don't live in the European Union, and honestly, I don't understand how your government works. If you guys do live there, I apologize that I don't understand how the European Union works. I just don't, okay? I don't know how the governing body works or what the criteria are. However, the reason that we're starting a discussion about this right now is because this upcoming thing could be pretty serious. If this ends up passing and being enforced in its current state, both YouTube and Twitch have publicly come out. I got an email from the CEO of Twitch this morning about this. Basically, if you live in the European Union, you will not be able to watch Twitch, and you will not be able to broadcast on Twitch, period. Now, of course, there's gray areas. Oh, well, what if I use a VPN to change my location so it doesn't look like I'm coming out of the European Union or whatever? And of course, everyone's going to be having these conversations. But in general, if you live in the European Union, say goodbye to Twitch. Oh, by the way, say goodbye to YouTube as well. Why? Because this Article 13, what is it? It's a proposition that if you do not own the full copyright rights to something, you cannot broadcast it on the internet. All right? Now, just to clarify, you might say, well, what about video games, Let's Plays, and streams and stuff? I thought that they were legal. Well, technically, it's never been determined if they're legal. All right? It's just assumed that under what's considered fair use law, that when you're playing a video game and giving live commentary over it, you're creating what's considered a transformative work that is then protected under copyright law and becomes your legal property, okay? But no one has ever, in the history of this being done, taken it to court. And I've done it for 10 years, and no one's ever taken it to court, okay? No one. So because of that, it's not legal or illegal. It just is a gray area that's never been hashed out anywhere. And what this Article 13 is saying is, well, if you don't legally 100% have permission to do something, you can't do it on the internet anymore. So what Twitch and YouTube are saying is, well, we can't take legal liability because this law will say these websites, these businesses will have legal liability in the European Union for that. So basically, anyone who's in the European Union will not be able to make YouTube videos, will not be able to stream on Twitch. It'll be blacklisted. You'll not be able to go there. It'll just be, sorry, you live in the European Union. This is blacklisted per your laws. Um, just think how dumb that is. I mean, that's insanely stupid, right? So, in general, I couldn't tell you what you can do. I'm assuming you can contact your lawmakers. You could put up a stink. If you guys remember, back in the day, when I was white hot popular on YouTube, and we had laws like this that were going to pass in the United States, like, it was like S.978 or something stupid. I spoke up and made a video on YouTube that went viral and got 600,000 views. There were other people who spoke up and got millions of views. And we got a public opinion stirring in the United States about this. And within 2 months, the entire thing was dropped. Our government said, all right, we're not going to do this shit anymore. This makes no sense. And the entire thing was dropped. Maybe you guys can do that too. Sorry that I don't have the power to really do much influence in the European Union. I don't. I wouldn't even know where to begin. But you guys definitely need to start talking about this, because if this goes through as is, you're talking about the end of YouTube and Twitch for European Union viewers. I'm serious. Like, this is not a joke or an exaggeration. YouTube and Twitch have both publicly come out and said, we cannot take the legal liability. We're just turning our services off in the European Union. And it sucks that people's livelihood are at stake. I mean, I'll face it. Let's be honest here. All right? Ladies and gentlemen, for those of you who are watching my stream right now, how many of you live in the European Union? Okay? How many of you live in the European Union? I'm curious. If you live in the European Union, say it in my stream chat right now. Okay? Because I'm willing to bet a ton of you do. Okay? I'm willing to bet a ton of you live in the European Union and don't even realize you're going to be affected by this. Okay? Look at this. Frequent attendees of the stream are now saying, you know, here we go. I live in the UK. Yes, I do. So there you go. A lot of people who are stream regulars are telling me they live in the European Union. And the bottom line is, you might say, if you could be a foolish person like King Kozatov and say you're overreacting. If I were overreacting, then why did both YouTube and Twitch come out publicly and ask their users to speak out about this? Why am I overreacting? I think Kozatov this is the problem. You got people like Kozatov who are not paying attention to the actual issues and saying, that's not going to affect anything. It's not a big deal. Just ignore it. It's not going to matter. Don't worry. And that's how shit falls apart. When you know something's coming up that could screw things up and you don't speak out and you don't take action because you just want to be lazy, that's when things fall apart. Okay, everybody? So, please speak out against it. All right? Do whatever you can. Let's make sure that this thing doesn't pass. Whatever you can do. Article 13 is back. All right? Okay. Now let's get to shout-outs. So, overnight we had a few people who contributed. I want to say thanks to those who did. In fact, in particular, it looks like, I just want to refresh this, because I think it's like we have 2 people. But I want to make sure that I'm saying the right thing before I do it. I don't want to accidentally skip somebody. That would not be good. Okay. Refreshing here. Hold on here. Okay. So first of all, overnight, Golden Colts did several 300-bit cheers. 3 of them, in fact, with 3 different sets of fun emotes. Thank you very much, Golden Colts. And then Game Master Killed by a Shadow also did a 50-bit cheer. So thank you to both of you who kept me in mind overnight, even when I was not broadcasting. That's pretty damned awesome. Okay? Then, starting off today, Necro Null did the first cheer. He says, Jump Force and Dead or Alive 6 released on the same day, the 15th of February. Any idea which one you're going to be picking up or both? I will tell you this. I'm actually more interested in Jump Force than I am in Dead or Alive. And I'm not saying that Dead or Alive is a bad franchise by any means, but the last one, I remember it coming out, and it didn't really impress me. I thought the graphics were good, but the gameplay was kind of meh. And Jump Force just seems like, on its face value, it'll be a more fun game, since you've got all these different anime characters clashing together for the first time ever in a style like this. And I think it's going to be a lot more fun to not only play through a story, but then, you know, competitive play, online play in a game like that, versus Dead or Alive, which, yeah, it'll have some flashy visuals, but in general, it's kind of a rock, paper, scissors style combat engine. It always has been. It's not necessarily a game that's been taken seriously by tournament circles at all times. At one time it was, But at this point, you know, I don't know how many people really are going to be playing it at a competitive level. And even though I'm interested in it, I don't want to commit to it. I'd rather say, yes, I'm definitely playing Jump Force. I don't know if I'll be playing Dead or Alive 6. We'll see when the time comes, okay? So there's your answer, Necrono. All right, Hardy Buck cheered. He says, so the PlayStation Classic launched today. Is anyone actually buying it? Laughing out loud. I mean, obviously I'm not. As I've said previously, at first I was teased and thinking maybe I would get it. But then when I actually looked at the lineup of games, I was like, well, honestly, the only game that I would probably want to play in there is maybe Final Fantasy VII, which I already own on PS3, emulated. So why the hell do I need to buy this thing, right? Apparently, people are saying, by some reports, that it's running like crap, that apparently uses an open source emulator that doesn't perform very well. I don't know, obviously, you know, I don't know much about it, but hopefully if you did buy it, it does end up being worth it. It would suck if you spend, you know, $100 or more on something and then it runs like crap, you know. Hold on one second, guys. I gotta turn down my lamp. I just realized it's on too high of a setting. It's bothering my eyes. There we go. Okay. Wow. Alrighty, guys. Alright, so Hardybuck 5 cheers. His thoughts on Negan being a playable character in Tekken 7. The gameplay is hilarious. I have zero thoughts because, number one, I really don't care about Tekken 7 anymore. Did I care about it? Hold on a second. Wow. Get this. This is breaking news. I just got this email, guys. You know how Ubisoft Club is a club where when you play Ubisoft games, you earn Ubisoft points, and then you can redeem them in that same game for unlocks or future games? Basically what they're saying is they're renewing the Ubisoft Club next year. And if you have old points, they're going to expire and you can't use them anymore. So if you've played Ubisoft games over the years and accumulated Ubisoft Club points and you like to store them up, so when you play a new Ubisoft game, you drop a ton of them to get unlocks for the new game. Starting April of next year, all those points expire and are going away and you'll just lose them all for no fucking reason, just because they feel like it. Isn't that nice? For me, it's not a big deal. In reality, back in the day, the Ubisoft Club points used to be a lot more useful. Like, for example, you'd start playing an Assassin's Creed game and immediately you'd unlock good items for the game. Like, oh, you can already get currency. You can already get an upgradable weapon. You can already get a cool outfit or whatever. Now you barely get anything. Like, you could barely even buy anything useful with the Ubisoft Club points anymore. And in fact, in the case of Assassin's Creed Odyssey, if you guys remember, I wanted to get the Ubisoft Club stuff on launch day. Ubisoft Club didn't work. All of Ubisoft servers were crashed and down. And by the time 2 days later they were up, the stuff that I could buy with the Ubisoft Club points was outdated and useless. So it didn't even matter, right? So the truth of the matter is, maybe if this were 2 or 3 years ago, I would have been upset. At this point, I'm not. It doesn't even seem like that's going to affect anything because Ubisoft Club stinks anyway. So there you go. All right, moving on. Third on the third cheered. He said, PSA, if you love classic Carmageddon and want to see Phil play it during the Indies Marathon, let Phil know. That's not how it works, Third Eye the Third. The way that it worked was that it was the patrons who nominated and voted on games, and it doesn't matter what people want to see. Those games that have already been nominated and voted on will be played in the Indies Marathon. Plus, Carmageddon wasn't even an indie game. So, there you go. Orcs or Dorks did a 100-bit cheer. He says, do you mind if I friends you on PlayStation? Well, Orcs or Dorks, FYI, I really don't take friends lists seriously on consoles or anything. The only time I really ever add someone to my friends list, either on Xbox Live or PlayStation Network, is if we're going to be doing co-op in a game together. Then I'll do it. But outside of that, I almost never add anybody. It's something I don't touch, I don't bother with. When I used to have an open friends list, I would get ridiculous, like, I'm not even kidding, hundreds of requests in a week sometimes. So I just don't do it anymore. So, chances are, Orcs or Dorks, if we're going to plan on doing some kind of co-op in the future, I'd be sure to add you, but I just don't take open requests, okay? Miss Green Stuff did 165-bit cheer, and that actually makes her the top cheerer for the day so far. So I'm going to put her up on the leaderboard here. 165 bits, and she says, I am loving the cheer animation. I think a lot of people do. This is one of the best ones ever done, seriously. So again, many props, much props to Popsicolo for designing this new animation for us for the holidays. It's really nice. Okay, shout out to Necro No. He cheered. He said, Indies Marathon on Thursday. Are you going to check out the Game Awards show? No, I am not. The Game Awards, in my opinion, are a waste of time. They're basically, number one, paid-for advertisements because half the show is just fucking promotion for games and new games. Number two, it's voted on by journalists who apparently think that Fortnite came out in 2018 since it got nominated for so much shit, even though it's a game from last year. So, I don't give a fuck about the Game Awards. I don't give a fuck about the Golden Joysticks. I don't give a fuck about any of that stuff. Just like I don't care about the Oscars. It's all just garbage. It's garbage content. It's paid for advertisement. It's fluff, and it doesn't mean anything. And I said this on Twitter, and I'll say it here on stream today. There is no Game of the Year. What you have is a series of opinions. There is no official Game of the Year. It doesn't matter what the Game Awards say, the Golden Joysticks say, what someone on YouTube's countdown says, what my own countdown says. There is no official Game of the Year. Whatever you like, you like. Don't fall for the hype of these countdowns, all right? Even though some of them are nice to do, and yeah, it's a tradition that I do my own Game of the Year awards, I would never say, oh, this is the official Game of the Year, and if you disagree, you're wrong. There is no official authority to determine Game of the Year, therefore, you should not buy into that crap, okay? All right. Kanji Monster cheered and said, the art in Darksiders 3 is great. Have you ever read a comic called Battle Chaser? I have not read it, but I am aware of it, and yes, I am aware it is the same art style, and it is pretty good art. Joe Madeira, I forget how to pronounce his name. Joe Madeira? I'm not even going to say it because I'm going to butcher it even worse. He's probably going to come punch me in the nuts. But he's a great artist. In fact, he used to draw comic books back in the day when I used to read comics. I used to read comics drawn by this guy. And I really like his art style. And yeah, he was the inspiration, the guy who designed the characters in Darksiders. Okay? Alright, very nice. Lamb Dingo has resubbed for the 7th month in a row. Thank you very much, Lamb Dingo, for 7 months of support. It is very much appreciated. Popsicolo did 100-bit cheer. He says, that's not milk. So he was talking about his new animation. Then Jay Bowler also did a 100-bit cheer to see the animation again. And then Popsicolo cheered again and said eggnog. That's when he told us that is eggnog in his hands. All right. Raisin Bread is tasty. Did 100-bit cheers. Says, Phil, are you planning on doing some online sessions of Smash? I don't know if you got Nintendo Online yet, but you'll need it to play Smash Online. I am aware of that. I did not get it yet. I am going to get it later this week. I figure, why get it early? Might as well get it at the moment that I need it, right? I am going to be doing Smash Online. Absolutely. I think it's what? I forget what it is, a few dollars a month or something like that. Yes, I will be doing it to play Smash. Will I be keeping it? I don't know. Maybe I'll do it for a few months and then discontinue it. Because the bottom line is, what's the point of me having continuous online gameplay I'm playing for if I'm never going to fucking use it? And I don't even know what games are coming out for the Switch in the next year that I might even possibly use the online play. It seems like it's going to be a complete waste of fucking money. At this point. So, I guess we'll see. But anyway, it sucks that we all have to pay for Nintendo Online Play when there's almost nothing to play online on the Switch anyway. But Nintendo had to follow suit with Sony and Microsoft to make more money, so they're doing it, and they're charging, okay? All right. Rob Warren tipped me $15, says, this includes my tip for Thursday, I won't be in. Well, thank you, Rob Warren. First of all, Rob, you've been very supportive recently. You've been tipping me, like, almost every single day the past couple of weeks. I appreciate that tremendously. Thank you for your support. It's cool if you can't be here on Wednesday for the Indies Marathon, but I do appreciate all your contributions. You'll be here in spirit, and we'll see you whenever you can make it back. Sound good? Okay. Miss Greenstuff did another cheer, this time 185 bits. So actually, she one-upped her own top cheer. So let's go ahead and update that. And said, I just noticed Minecraft Story Mode is also on Netflix. Well, yeah, that is the Netflix-produced series from Telltale Games. That was their last contractual obligation before the company went out of business. Okay? So, if you feel like watching it, go right ahead. but most people probably aren't going to support it anyway after what happened with Telltale. Let's see. Cam, not the comedy man, did 100-bit cheer. He says, Phil, I know you don't like Fortnite. That's cool, but do you agree with Ninja when he calls out the parents of these kids who become addicted to Fortnite? Let me put it this way. I have no idea what Ninja said, so I cannot tell you anything if I agree with his perspective or not. I can tell you my perspective. If your kid's addicted to Fortnite, it is a failure of the parent. All right? It's true. Because I was reading an article the other day saying, oh, some kids play Fortnite up to 12 hours a day. I was like, what the fuck? Let me give you an idea of what my life was like when I was a kid, okay? Woke up in the morning early. I was tired as fuck. Got up, washed up, went downstairs. My mom made me breakfast, which was very nice because a lot of kids don't have parents at home to make them breakfast anymore in the mornings. And then I was driven to school, where I stood in the schoolyard, froze my nuts off for about 25 minutes until they let us into the school. I was in school from about, I want to say around 8 a.m. till probably about 2, 3 p.m. My mom would come pick me up after school, or I would take the bus home, depending on, how old I was. I would come home from school. I would immediately get to watch about, I would say, roughly an hour of television. I was allowed, as an instant relaxation, to watch about an hour of television when I got home from school. Then it was dinner time. I'd have dinner with my family. Sometimes my dad would be home. Sometimes he didn't, because sometimes he worked different shifts. Then immediately after dinner, brush the teeth, time for homework. Doing your homework for about 1 to 2 hours a night. At that point, it's probably already almost 8 p.m., in which case I would probably either do a little bit of video gaming, or I would watch some stuff, primetime television with my parents. I remember watching famous comedies like TGIF. They used to have these blocks of comedies and stuff that I would watch. Maybe an hour or two of television with my parents, and then I would go to sleep. And that was my life when I was a kid, okay? During the summertime, of course, there was much more free time. And during the summertime, I would do things like go out and play with friends, go to the video arcade and play video games, and the like. And yes, I would spend a lot of time maybe at home playing console games as well. Where in the holy hell a child has 12 fucking hours to play Fortnite during a day? I have no idea. Like, something's gone wrong here. Something is gone amiss. Does this child even go to school? Like, where is this happening that you're telling me there are these teens and preteens playing Fortnite for 12 hours a day? Like, how is there enough time in the fucking day if they're actually doing what they're obligated to do? Like, I'm just lost how this is even possible, all right? Now, the bottom line is, this is the true reality of the situation is that, sadly, ladies and gentlemen, we have many children in 2018 whose parents are irresponsible. They wanted to do the deed, but then when they had the kid, they didn't want to actually have the responsibility of being a parent. So instead of actually taking on that responsibility and doing their job parenting, they throw the kid in front of a device and say, here, occupy yourself with this while I go have my own life, right? So I'm not surprised to hear that kids are playing Fortnite so much it's become this viral fucking fad, okay? I'm not fucking surprised to hear about this at all, all right? But that being said, it is the parent's job to make sure that a kid has a enriched and fulfilled and variety of life. The kid can't do that. The kid doesn't know any better. The parent has to guide the child. And so, if a kid is addicted to a fucking video game, yeah, it's the parent's fault. They should have been supervising what their kid was doing and making sure that there's a variety of healthy activities that child was doing so that they didn't become fucking addicted to something. It's very simple. You shouldn't let your kid just do whatever the fuck they want so you can go do whatever the fuck you want. But the second that kid was born, it was your responsibility to raise that human. And that's your fault for having the kid. If you shouldn't have had the kid if you didn't want to take on the responsibility of being the responsible parent. And this is the reality of 2018, is that we have too many people who are basically kids having kids, rather than people saying, okay, time to fucking actually, make my life a serious life now, and now I have to fucking actually have a kid, who's going to actually be responsible. Because why do you think you hear so many stories about people losing their minds and doing crazy shit? Probably because they didn't have a good raising, and I hate to say that. I sound like an old fart. I know I do. But the truth of the matter is, a lot of the issues that come with mental health, that come with just all kinds of things, is because of the parent did not raise that child. And the child basically was raising themselves on the internet. Okay? You can't do that. So all that being said, I have to agree If a kid is addicted to fucking Fortnite or any other video game or anything like that, it's the parent's fault, all right? At the very same time, you know, I have no idea what Ninja said, so I'm not going to say I agree or disagree with him, but you have to understand that it has been the viral popularity of personalities like Ninja that have led to this addiction, okay? Here's a guy, he's on stream, he dyes his fucking hair a cartoonish color, he looks like a Muppet. He dances around on webcam when he plays, and he overreacts. And, you know, yes, I am kind of talking about PewDiePie and those other people who basically found this niche. Oh, if I act like a cartoon character on stream, I can get views from the kiddies. And even though those kiddies have no money, I'm going to still get tons of new views and advertisement revenues, and people will be contributing to my streams and videos on YouTube, and I'll become a filthy rich motherfucker. Forget the fact that that is degrading things like Twitch, things like YouTube, all right? It does. It degrades it down to a garbage level. And sadly, that's what happens with all these businesses. You have lowbrow content, low-quality content that is now catered towards the mindless masses, the people who just jump on and watch something because it's virally popular. Things like, you know, PewDiePie, Markiplier, Ninja, that's attractive to a younger audience. And they know that. And that's why they cater their content to a younger audience. So I agree with Ninja if what he's saying is it's the parents' fault. At the same time, he can't be completely 100% immune for blame, because he's one of the things that's creating that whole atmosphere of become addicted in the first place. I am a cartoon character. I acted up to try to bring in little kids to watch my shit so I can be rich. Okay? So there you go. All right, shout out to Crazy Dream. He said you can bypass Article 13 by getting a VPN, pay no more than $250 per month. Yes and no, Crazy Dream. If you're a viewer, you're right. If you want to still watch Twitch, if you can just say you're from a different country and use a VPN to change your viewing country, maybe you'll still be able to watch Twitch, no problem. However, there's many other factors involved, including what about people who, like me, rely on cheering and subbing and the like to make a living? What if you're in a VPN, can you even still get those things through Amazon? You know what I mean? Or would you be forced to now contribute, let's say, via Patreon or tipping instead? Because you can't use those Amazon-approved methods because they actually detect what country you're from, right? Depending on how you're paying, right? What about content creators in the European Union? They have to file for taxes. And when they file for taxes, Twitch will know legally where they are. And therefore, if they live in the European Union, even though, you know, up front, maybe they can be okay. Then if they're like, oh, well, guess what? We found out you live in the European Union. You can't do this anymore. You're banned, right? There's a lot of issues. Even though you can say, oh, the VPN is the easy issue around Article 13. It's really not. Article 13 is going to create a ridiculous amount of problems for people worldwide if it does pass. Okay? Just being honest here. Okay. Kanji Monster Cheered, said, Jump Force is not the first installment. There were 2 other Shonen Jump games. I'm aware of that. But what I'm saying is, there hasn't been one anytime in the modern era. Like, when was the last time you had a mashup game where all different anime characters fought each other like this? I can't even think of one. Maybe it did, but it was off my radar. In the 10 years I've been a content creator, this is the first opportunity we've seen for a crazy mashup game like this, and I'm excited for it. Okay? And the Negro Null cheered, said, good riddance. EA and Ubisoft are both on suicide watch anyway. You know, you say that. However, they continue to rake in profits every single year. It's funny because as gamers, as avid fans of gamers, okay, we all agree collectively that companies like EA and Ubisoft are bad for gaming, that they should change for the better, and that basically, you know, there should be overhauls to how things work, and we would think, oh, they're terrible, but they're making money hand over fist every fucking year. I mean, EA alone on the sports titles. The EA could cancel all their other projects, and just on the sports titles, they could fucking profit or operate every year just on the profit from sports. Ubisoft, you know, Ubisoft is crazy huge. You may not realize it, how many games they publish, how many games they make a year. You may think, oh, Assassin's Creed. No, they do way more than just Assassin's Creed, man. You just don't realize it, their scope and how much money they've made, okay? They're not going anywhere. So if anything, what we could do, we can keep up the discussions and say these things need to change, and we need them to improve. But EA and Ubisoft are far from Suicide Watch. They are giant money conglomerates, and that's why I think we need to call them out, because if we don't, people will just start accepting their crappy business practices as the norm, rather than something that does need to change within the gaming, span of things. So, sound good? All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's it for the pre-stream so far. Right now, what I'd like to do is I'd like to do shout-outs for those who have contributed via cheering today. Since the cheering leaderboard did reset, now's a good opportunity to give a shout-out. And also a reminder, if you cheer 100 bits or more today and moving forward for the rest of the month, you're going to see the really cool and fun new Christmas animation. All right? So, let's do it, ladies and gents. Let's do it. In 10th place today, where is locked up? Okay, in 10th place, we've got oh my god, a 6-way tie for 10th place. All tied at 100 bits. We've got Kanji Monster, Cam Not the Comedy Man, Raisin Bread is Tasty, Jay Bowler, Orcs or Dorks, and Hardy Buck. Which then means the next spot up is Popsicolo in 4th place. Necro Noel's in 3rd, Miss Green Stuff in 2nd, and Golden Colts in 1st. But I don't think I've ever seen a 6-way tie before. That's pretty crazy. Okay. All right, ladies and gentlemen. That is it for the pre-stream. Thank you for tuning in. Now it's time to jump back into Darksiders 3. As I said, what we'll do initially here is we'll do a little bit of backtracking to see if I can use the new wall jump ability. And also remember, I have the ability to climb the walls as a metal ball, but I never really went back to explore that. So maybe do a little bit of crap with that stuff, see what I can unlock. And then head into the new dungeon area that I did unlock at the end of last stream and see what's down there. And then finish up the game. 4 hours should be more than enough. Most people reported the game's only 12 hours long. I'm 12 hours in, but I have done a lot more exploration and optional stuff than most people. So I think that's why my playthrough's longer. I'm excited to see how this finishes off. Yeah, that's right, Beautifully. It's the Samus ball. You're right. It's the, what do they call it? The gravity ball? Where you adhere to walls and stuff. That's exactly what it is. Okay, thank you guys. Let's end pre-stream and let's begin.